Welcome to the weekly challenge, where I challenge you to sharpen your skills and prove what you can do. This week, I am challenging you to make copies of objects in C#. I'll explain more about that and the bonus challenge in a minute. But first, in case you don't know me, my name is Tim Corey, and my goal is to make learning C# easier. That's why I issue weekly challenges. Just watching me create code isn't enough. You need to be constantly practicing in order to be growing as a developer. Now, if you get stuck, don't worry. You can get the solution for this video and every previous challenge by following a link in the description to sign up for the weekly challenge course. So let's see what I have in store for you this week. Here's the instructions for this challenge. If you're on YouTube, you can get to these instructions and get the starter project and a copy of this video by following a link in the description. The goal here is to take our example application and turn second person, which is an object, into a copy of the first person object, and then change the required items and run the application to make sure the statements are all true. That sounds kind of vague. Don't worry. If you look at the example project, you'll see what I mean. So we have this person model. Now, person model is a new person, but if you notice the ellipsis here is more to it. In fact, there's quite a bit more to it. We've got first name, last name, date of birth, and then two addresses in a list of addresses. Okay, so this is an object with nested objects inside of it. This is our first person. What I want you to do is make a copy of first person and put it into second person, which currently is null. You can change that if you'd like. Now, the copy needs to be mostly the same, but you need to update second person's first name to be Bob and change the street address for each of Bob's addresses to a different value. Not the city, state, zip, just the street address. Okay? So what currently is Sue Storm becomes Bob Storm, and just pick a different address, 1411 Maple Street and 211 One Way. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. The point is that you've made a copy of first person object in a second person, and those values are different. And then you just run the application, and these things will run. And each sentence or each statement says things like, this value either does not equal or equals this other value. And they compare. So first name, last name. Make sure that the first names are not equal. Make sure the last names are equal. Okay? So that's all there really is to the standard challenge, is to make a copy of first person and put it in a second person. Now, for the bonus challenge, you're going to do the same exact thing a second time with a different method. Okay? So a different way of copying objects. There's lots of ways to copy objects. For the bonus challenge, I want you to tackle a second way. So do the exact same thing, just with a second way of doing it, and then make sure that your results still conform to the statements. Okay? So that's it for the challenge. Do you got it? I hope so. Good luck and happy coding.